Felger and Mazz are live at Hurricane O'Reilly's with Bud Light on the flagship station of the Bruins, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
All right, here's what we're doing. It's Tuesday, which means Jermaine Wiggins is in studio. We're at Hurricane O'Reilly's today, so he's on location with us. And he's got an opinion on everything, in case you haven't noticed.
Love this. Yeah.
So what we like to do is fire 10 quick ones at him and get his opinion on these various topics.
It's one of my highlights of the week, Wig.
Got to keep them on time, so we have buzzers to get us from one question to the next. Jimmy, what do we got this week?
I bleed green, I die green, that's what it is.
Next.
Boo-boo, better have your ass in bed.
Next.
We've got a lot of other things to take care of first before we worry about if a beer's going to be open after the game.
I like it, but next.
You're right, Beetle, you're right.
Very good. Mark that one down.
Buy the freaking horse. I'm sick
Not
of
bad.
ponies.
Okay, not bad. Next.
Closing the Hall of Fame.
Nah, I don't like that one.
Snowmageddon, bitches.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Okay, that's always a good one.
What you think your potty mouth adds to your program?
Okay, Maz, your call.
I like you're right, Beetle, you're right. Or Barry Burbank. Sorry, Gary Burbank is what I meant to say.
It's a big one.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we
let's go with that.
Gary Burbank, Channel 4 meteorologist. Number 10, were the Philadelphia Eagles smart to re-sign Michael Vick and give him another shot in Chip Kelly's offense, Wiggy?
Yeah, I think they were, because when you look at his offense, it's about having that quarterback that's mobile, that can run that read option, and they're going to run that, 70% of the time. So, if Michael Vick can be smart and get down and not try to get the extra yard, I think, he, depending on how this offense can do, I think he fits perfectly for his offense.
Hell yeah, it's perfect.
Absolutely. I think it was the right move for both. I mean, this might be Michael Vick's last chance.
Yep.
I mean, you put him in a conventional offense. I just don't know. It worked for that 1 year under Andy Reid, but other than that, I think this is a great development for Michael Vick that the college game has come to the pro game, right? So good for Michael Vick, Jimmy.
It's a big one.
Number 9. Here are some of the events on the February sports calendar after the Super Bowl. All right, this is what we have to look forward to in the month of February, everybody. The Bean Pot, the NBA All-Star Game, the NFL Combine, Truck Day, and the start of spring training, and the Daytona 500, also known as the Daytona 500. This is why we call it the black hole of the sporting universe. In your opinion, of the events I just listed, or come up with your own, what is the most useless event in February?
The Daytona 500. No one cares. I don't care about just cars going around in a left-hand circle the whole time. I mean, yeah, they're nuts for getting behind the car and doing 150, but I don't know. I never really could get into NASCAR.
Bunch of goobers making left-hand turns.
I
believe me, those things I mentioned are useless. There is nothing more useless than toothless goobers making left-hand turns. It's number one on anyone's list.
Listen, I hate the Bean Pot, but the NBA All-Star Game sucks.
The Daytona 5, it's like the biggest hillbilly party you can
ridiculous.
find.
So there's that, but I also think the NFL Combine, that's...
Hey, a lot of people like that.
I know. You kids are going to have to do that on your own time, because,
Yeah, that's kind of useless, too. I mean, it's
we are not getting into the three-cone drill.
I love it.
And shuttle times, Jimmy.
Then you got to listen to Mike Mayock talk about hip swivel and ankle bend and all.
It's a big one.
Number 8. We've spent some time second-guessing the power play and the lineup, so here I'll lay it at your feet, Jermaine and Tony. Your ideal power play lineup that Claude would put out there for 2 minutes and you would go to war with. What 5 guys would you put on the ice for the Boston Bruins?
Well, there would be my Sagan, Krejci, Luch, Chara, and Hamilton. That would be my two defense, 3 forwards, or maybe Seidenberg in there in replace of Hamilton or Chara. And then the other one.
In place of Hamilton?
No, I said Hamilton or Chara, the 2 defensemen one. Then there would be the 4 forwards, and I would put Horton instead of maybe Chara and put Seidenberg at the point.
See, I want skill out there. I'm going Chara, Hamilton, Krejci, Sagan, and I'm going Marchand.
What?
I'm going off the board.
Oh, stop.
You know what? Because he moves, and not enough guys on their power play move. He moves. And, Lucic, Horton, I'm tired of all those guys.
This should be your power play. Hamilton for all 2 minutes.
Yep.
Chara, Krejci, Sagan, And then I go Horton. Now, there's going to be a left shot, right shot component to this that I'm just going to leave off to the side because that's...
You get all right-handers out there except for Chara.
Exactly, okay? So they want some left shots out there. I'm going to just leave that to the side. So if it's got to be Lucic instead of Horton, fine. That's a side consideration that I know Claude has to take into consideration. But whatever it takes to get the Borks and the Peverleys on the bench more and these guys on the ice
that's all
more, I think is all we're asking for, Jimmy.
It's a big one.
Number 7. Snowstorms, heat waves, hurricanes, cold snaps. Jermaine, what is your least favorite weather extreme here in New England?
Cold snaps, is that like extremely cold?
Yeah, that's like being really, really cold, yes.
Okay. I'd have to say...
For an extended period of time.
So like a sugar snap?
A cold snap.
I'd have to go with... I could deal with pretty much anything. I can't deal with heat waves. When it gets too hot and it's like you can't move, you're sticky, you're miserable.
That's when you go to the vineyard.
Yeah, well, we all can't get down to the vineyard.
Yeah, and we don't have a nanny to take with us either.
Well, get yourself a nanny and get yourself a summer house.
Yeah, well, we all can't do that. So I take myself to maybe Revere Beach. A little bit like the vineyard.
Kelly's.
Yeah, Kelly's. But you know what? I can't.
Heat wave is your least favorite.
Yeah, when it gets really hot. Because for some reason, when it gets hot in Boston, it gets really humid. And it's that sticky, sweaty feeling. You can deal with the snow. You shovel it. It gets out of the way. They do a good job with the roads. You can kind of deal with it.
Oh, yeah, they do a great job with the
Hey,
when are they going back to school in Boston? Like next month?
My commute, 20 minutes in, 20 minutes out.
I'm with Wiggy. Heat wave. Heat wave sucks. I'll take cold weather all the time.
This thing we just got sucks. But heat wave, find some water. In this thing, you got to shovel it. They canceled school.
Yeah,
your roof leaks, like everything. Forget about it.
You just said go to the vineyard. So if you're going to the vineyard, there's no way you're shoveling snow. You got a snow crew to come shovel your snow. So quit lying.
He does.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I shoveled it like an idiot. Next one, Jimmy.
It's a big one.
Number 6, former Colts general manager and competition committee member Bill Polian has suggested that one of the ways to make the NFL safer is to widen the field as they do in Canada. Right? More space, fewer confined areas, fewer big hits over the middle. So, I ask you, Jermaine, what do you think of that suggestion? And, if you don't like it, what would be your number 1 out-of-the-box, big-picture suggestion to change the game in any way?
I don't think you can really change the game. Even if you widen the field, the concussions come with the linemen hitting each other. It's like a jab in boxing. It's not really those big collision hits. I think it's just really getting back to the basics and really teaching more technique than anything that's going to make the game safer. If you widen the field, you're still going to have...
Do you have any kooky idea to change the game?
The one idea that I do have that I think would help the game and help with like some of the big hits, and it's really not to make the game safer, but to me is reviewing head-to-head shots when the referees throw the flag, and sometimes it looks like it's a good hit and they throw the flag and you end up getting penalized 15 yards. I think there should be a way that you can review the helmet-to-helmet hit.
Single bar face mask. Or no face mask.
So guys don't throw their heads in there anymore.
Right. Yes.
But see, that was another thing I had. You talked about that with the no face mask, right? Guess what? They don't wear face masks in hockey, and they still have a high concussion rate. So I don't think that's going to make a bit of a difference.
Okay, good counter. To me, my off-the-board idea, I've talked about it a lot. It's not to do with safety. It's reduce commercial time and give ad space on the jerseys and on the field like they do in European soccer. There's way, way, way too many commercials in the course of a football game. Number 1 viewing issue in that sport. And so I say take away some commercial time and put them on the jerseys. It will never happen. I acknowledge that. Next one, Jimmy.
It's a big one.
Who's your preseason favorite in the AL East, Tony and Jermaine?
I'm going to defer to you on that one. I got my team.
Well, I got Yankees and Tampa. I'm leaning a little more towards Tampa, but the loss of Shields worries me.
I'd have to say the Yankees. The Yankees seem like they retool every single year. I think if you're looking at just the AL in general, I got my eye on Anaheim.
Okay, Tampa Bay in the AL East.
You pick Tampa Bay every year.
I know I do. And you know what? They compete every year.
They're good.
They're in it every year because their pitching's there, and Joe Madden always has that bullpen in shape. The division has changed. It's a mediocre division right now. It's hard to predict, and so I'm sort of falling back on who's got the best starting pitching, and that, Jimmy, would be the Tampa Bay Rays.
It's a big one.
Number 4, Jermaine, what is your ideal Valentine's Day date?
My ideal Valentine's Day date would probably be, nice, quiet place, hotel, roses, balcony looking over the water, and chocolate and thick. The wife. I don't know if
It's a
I can
little
really,
too descriptive.
Yeah, I don't really know if I
Let me boil it down. Jermaine wants sex on Valentine's Day. I mean, that's what you're saying, having sex with your wife.
It's always a good Valentine's Day gift for her and I. Can't go wrong with that one, right?
Kate Middleton. Anything with Kate Middleton.
Oh, my God. My Valentine's Day is Bruins-Rangers tonight, taking the wood. That's going to be your Valentine's, Sarah. Happy Valentine's Day.
It's a big one.
Number 3 on the list here, Jermaine. The Golden State Warriors are planning to wear short-sleeve uniforms for 3 of their final home games of the year. Yep. Not tank tops, short sleeves. What do you think of that look? And just as an ancillary question, what are some of your favorite uniforms in all the sports? What are some of your least favorite uniforms in all the sports?
All right, Golden States are pretty ugly. I saw those, and they're ugly. Football, I can't stand the Pittsburgh Steelers ones when they wear like that doo-doo brown with the stripes.
Oh, that's awful. That is awful.
That's horrendous. The best ones, they need to bring it back, is the Patriots' old jersey, and they need to bring back that old logo, period. I love that. Bring it back. Get rid of the new sleek Patriot logo they got. Bring the old one back.
I tell you, the old Patriot uni was on my list, but I have New York Rangers up there. I like the red, white, and blue ones. The Rangers uniforms are awesome. I love those unis. The worst, the old Houston Astros one sucked. The old Denver Nuggets one sucked. And when the White Sox wore shorts, dumb. The dumbest thing I've ever heard.
To me, the single best jersey in all of professional sports are the Chicago Blackhawks what is now the road uniform. The Chicago Blackhawks white uniform is just, to me, always been the one that pops. I
love the Hartford Whalers.
I've always loved that. No moss, but if you like it, you like it. It's a cool little logo. So to me, the Chicago Blackhawks, those white pennies. The old Milwaukee Brewer uniform with the glove and the MB on the hat is something. It is now a fashion statement. It is such a good logo, and we're such great uniforms. Kids now just wear the logo out of nowhere because it was so fresh. So those are some of the greats of all times.
You know what a great throwback jersey I have?
It's a big one.
Yeah, you got to stay on time, Jermaine.
Nordiques. Remember them?
The Nords? Sure. Yep. Number 2, Jamarcus Russell, continues his NFL comeback with recent reports saying he has lost weight and is down to 305 pounds. Down to.
Wow.
So Lord knows how fat he was to begin with. So I ask you, 11 years in the NFL, who was the fattest, most out-of-shape guy you ever played with?
I played with a bunch of them. Pick a team.
The old Patriots team that won the Super Bowl.
Woody.
Damien Woody?
Yeah, loved to eat.
He had a little bit of a weight problem,
yes,
didn't he?
Did he?
If we're naming teammates, can I name a guy at another station?
Of course.
No, I'm joking. Go.
Who's the fattest guy you ever covered with?
Rich Garces. It's a runaway.
All right, Jimmy.
It's a big one.
Number 1 of the 4 teams in Boston. Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics, Patriots. Which one is closest to winning the next championship?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm leaning between the Bruins and Patriots. I'd have to go. Wow. I might go with the Bruins. I'm going to see how they do this year. I might go with the Bruins, but the Patriots are right there, too.
I'm picking the Bruins. I think the Bruins are the one team in
you guys
town.
Are nuts. It's obviously
No, it
the
isn't.
Patriots.
I'll tell you why it's not the Patriots. The Bruins are the one team in town that are definitively the toughest. Physically and mentally the toughest team in town.
Look, I think the Bruins are going to be right there, but in terms of reliability, I think we're guaranteed the Patriots are in the divisional round next year. And let's face it, it's probably a lock they're going to be in the AFC Championship game again. Based on what the regular season record's going to be, that one home game in the divisional round, I think you can pretty much ink in the Patriots for the Final Four. And I can't say that about the Bruins. They could lose at any time the way hockey works.
You know what? We had this discussion 2 years ago, right after the Patriots lost to the Jets, I think it was. And I remember saying Bruins then, and people laughed, and they won the cup. I'm sticking with the Bruins.
No. I said Bruins. You two jabronis said Celtics.
No, well, Mazz was...
Yeah, no, you remember you made me put my daughter's college tuition on it, Celtics or Bruins, who goes farther? And both you jabronis said Celtics, the experience.
I think you get it backwards, Wig.
So you got that Anthony
It's a big one.
Maserati... The Anthony Maserati Scholarship, exactly. All right, we're out of time. Right back to your phones.
It's a big one.
At 617-779-0985 right after this.